Some people excited, some people not that excited. I like it. Thanks so much for coming out. Oh man, this is lovely. Look at this mall. We're here, you know? This mall that looks like it shouldn't be here. It just sprung out of a dying neighborhood. I don't know if I took a weird way to get here, but I was like, this ain't it. You have to drive through like a Hemingway novel to get here. Just dead boatyards and canals and just a shopping cart and a puddle. And you're like, there's no way. There's no way that's where we're going. And then you get there and there's just a brand new Marriott hotel and that is the most Florida thing I've ever seen. Money starts here, right there. There's no money over there. All the money's over here. They don't got none. Over here. Oh, man. And I don't know if I saw that right. Was that Spirit Airlines headquarters? Man. That's so mean. It's not even that much money. That's how cheap this land was. I didn't know Spirit Airlines had like someone's in charge? Like, there's someone over there running the numbers over at Spirit Airlines. Oh no, we're understaffed. Just let them roll, dude. That's crazy. Spirit Airlines is the only airline I've ever been on where they didn't kick off a drunk person. I took one flight from Vegas to San Diego. It was short, 45-minute flight, and there was no one next to me, and then they sat a drunk lady next to me, and she's like, they said I was being a problem in the back. And I was like, well, in my head, I was like, why are you still on the plane? Spirit's like the only airline, if you're a problem in the back, you get an upgrade. And you're like, why don't you sit up here and bother these people? This guy seems like a people pleaser. He won't speak up. He'll keep his anger in his heart. He'll never... He won't tell on you, you know? Anyway, thank you so much, Fort Lauderdale, for coming out to see me. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I've been trying to do a show here for years. I've been trying to do a show here, and the closest I could get to was Miami. I would do a couple shows in Miami, and that's when I found out you guys don't do that. No. All right? Because you look on a map, and you're like, yeah, people from Fort Lauderdale can just go right down there. And I got so many messages. They're like, we're not going to Miami. I don't know what Miami did to you guys, or you guys did to Miami, but there's some sort of invisible, we don't go there. And they're trying to make the commute happen. They built like a train. They're like, how about a train? And you're like, no, we're not getting on that train. We don't go to Miami. We're doing our own thing up here. I didn't know that. These are the fun things you learn about traveling, you know? 'Cause sometimes you look on a map, you're like, oh, those two communities are very close. They must have a lot in common. And they don't. They don't have a lot in common. Fort Lauderdale's nice. I've been coming here for a few years. You just keep setting up more condos every time. They're like, oh my God, there's an empty lot. Why isn't there a condo over there? Hurry up, set up a condo immediately. Same in Miami. We were there yesterday, and Miami's like, it's bougie, but it's not classy. Like, it's this weird in-between. And I like it because it was like down to earth, but not. At this, like, we were staying at a hotel that had like a golden mammoth. Like, they got the skeletons of a mammoth with the and then they painted it gold. Like, the bones of it weren't cool enough. They're like, they had a legitimate dinosaur, and they're like, painted gold. You know? It's just, you'll see like the most bougie thing, but then everyone's just like, isn't this stupid? Like, there's just this energy of like, isn't this dumb? This is so dumb. Look, it's so fancy. Come on in. I brought my wife. My wife's with me, so we made like a nice trip out of it. We got a hotel, the Fania, in Miami. This Faina, yes, that one, and it's too expensive for me. We got it on Chase. I have a Chase card, and there's like points in there, and we were able to book the entire stay on points because it was like $700 a night, and I'm not doing that. No. But I had like 1 billion points or something, so we just put the entire room on that, and it was too nice of a hotel. Because like they don't tell you like if you get it on points, you're still not rich enough to stay there. You know what I mean? Like they don't, it's kind of I feel like they should give you a shirt so everyone knows you're there on points. Because these people were still coming by. Like, do you need, like there's so many people to help you. Like they greeted us. We drove up, there's people outside like, welcome to I've never been greeted like that. Those aren't the hotels I stay at. Like where someone's out front waiting for you. Like, oh, welcome. Everyone's wearing white, there's like 5 employees, and I'm like, man, I didn't bring tip money for everybody. Like this is, every time I left the room, it was $100 to leave the room. Someone came out, they're wiping your shoes, opening doors, and you're like, I'm broke, we got these on sapphire points, we don't belong here. Yeah, it blew me away. There was like people out front waiting like to greet us. That's not the hotels I stay at. Usually I'm like walking in, there's like one employee outside smoking. And as I walk in, they're like, all right. And then that's the person that checks me in. That's either that or I'm checking into a hotel late and the doors are just locked. And and it's not opening and I'm just waving. And then there's one lady behind the counter, and she's looking at me, trying to judge if I'm insane or not. Just see if she's gonna let me in at 11 at night. Like, all right, come on in. I'm not used to all that. But yeah, it was a fancy, very fancy hotel. One of the Jonas brothers was staying there. My wife recognized him, because I'm not, that's before my time. Or after I'm a Hanson brothers. That's more me. I'm Mbop. You know, I don't know what the Jonas Brothers do. I know they're very popular and they're doing great, but I don't know their songs. And my wife's like, "Oh my God, it's Nick Jonas," and I'm like, "Oh, okay." And he had a mean security guard that just mad dogged us for even. And I was like, "What is?" I didn't even know who that guy. I'm like, "Get out of here." So we didn't get to ride in the same elevator, but I wish we did, because I would have been like, Chase Sapphire points? Is that how we're all doing this in here? I'm doing a little Chase Sapphire. Yeah, he had a bodyguard. That must be so awkward, just to have a giant meathead walk around with you, just to intimidate people. That's so mean. I don't know. I'd feel uncomfortable, because I'm a bit of a people pleaser. Like if I had a meathead, I feel like I'd have to come by like, we pay him to do that. We're not, that's his job. I don't really want him to, but that's like the whole gig. He said he has to be mean, you know. I want that. Anyway. It's fun, yeah, we're doing a whole thing. It's Miami and then Fort Lauderdale, and this is the fun part. And then I have to go to Naples, Florida tomorrow. And yeah, I like Naples to hang out, but the shows are rough. It's a lot of very retired people eating seafood, and I'm kind of just there, you know? I just kind of talk while they eat, so I fill in the silence in between bites of popcorn, shrimp, and salmon. They're like, "Oh, there's a bone in here." And I'm like, "Did you say bone?" Ha 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 ha. And then he's very entertaining. Nom nom nom. A lot of people's grandparents out there seem to enjoy me. That's why I like Florida. It's all just, you meet so many characters. The guy who owns that club, his name's Captain Brian, and he prefers to be called that. Like, that's, when he texts you, he's like, "It's Captain Brian." And you're like, "What?" And see, even I just brought up this character to you guys, and you're like, yeah, that's very, it's a lot of captains. It all just kind of I love it. All of Florida just doesn't feel on the up and up. Every person I meet, you guys are legitimate, but also not legitimate. It's this weird... Because no one should be living here. It's clearly a jungle. It's obviously a jungle. No one should... And you guys just are like, no, we're putting a mall in here. And nature clearly wants to take it back. And you guys just keep fighting it off. There's weird birds. Like, there's species of animals you don't see anywhere else. You're like, what the hell is that? You're like, kill it! Get it out of here! It's not supposed to be humans here. There's supposed to be weird reptiles and birds. You guys have... where was I? I was in like the northern part. I was like near Orlando or something. They had some... I was like, what the hell is that? And someone's like, that's a duck. And I'm like, that's not a duck, dude. That was like a duck and a rooster and an ex-gang member got together and there was just a group of these ducks hanging in front of the Chili's. We had to eat at a Chili's because that's all that was there at that strip mall. And it was just these ducks with this weird little thing hanging off their nose and they're just hanging at the Chili's. I'm like, I don't trust this Chili's now. It's all very scary. Yeah, all the parts are different. I like it. Miami is just dancing. I don't know what Fort Lauderdale is. It's like you guys want to be a little bit of that, but also why don't you keep it over there? I feel like you guys are just like more mature Miami people, you know? Where you're like, oh, that's fun, but maybe on Saturday. I like to keep... That's why it's fun here. Like, no, that's why I'm surprised anyone comes to a comedy show in Miami. You don't need joy. Like, you're already joyful. It's the most, everyone looks like they're about to start dancing or just finish dancing. Every person I see, either they look like they're about to get out there and do a little, or they just like, wow, did you imagine? I didn't know we were going to dance that much. It's just this year that everyone has good joy in your hearts. Man. Yeah, I don't know. We were out there in the water. It was fun. It was good. I'm very happy to be here. We're going to do all the sites after this. We're going to, we have a show in Fort Lauderdale tomorrow. And then after that, I got to drive across the state to Naples. I'm going to go do some shows over there. Maybe we'll stop at the new theme park, Alligator Alcatraz. Might go stop over there. That's insane. Hey, do you ever see stuff and you're like, that's fake? Because there's so much like CGI, like, what's that, AI stuff? Yeah, like I don't believe, my wife shows me stuff, I'm like, that's not real. And then she's like, it's real. And I'm like, you don't know. And she's like, you don't know. And then I'll watch like the real news and I'm like, you weren't joking. And she's like, yes, he built. And I'm like, oh my God. And then I saw there's like dorks taking pictures with the alligator Alcatraz. And I'm like, that's not how this works. Like, you don't... That becomes a tourist attraction after the travesty. Like, you don't do it before. I'm sorry, did I get too real? I know, it's confusing because they put a fun spin on an internment camp. And they're like, what if there's like an alligator? What if we bill it like a 1990s WCW pay-per-view event? Where it's like, there'll be a 20-foot high steel cage and a moat of alligators. And see, it's not, you're like, ha, but also shut up, dude, that wasn't... I'm with you, I thought it was CGI'd. And then I'm like, oh my goodness. So yeah, we'll drive by that with our passports. My wife and I just walk around with our passports now. And because we're not originally from here, but I think I've watched the videos. I don't think they give you a chance to explain that. Listen, I don't know. I've been watching the videos. They seem to be pretty straightforward. But they run up, and you're like, no face, just eyes, just get out of the car. And I'm like, I was naturalized in 2000. My mother and I moved here 4th of July, 1991, and I'm being beaten with a stick. And I promise I have a lawyer's number. I know, it's It's weird. It's in the we're in that part. I wish there was footage of comedians in 1930s Germany to just know if it's like, is this what I'm supposed to do, or am I just supposed to come up and talk about butter and be like, nothing's going on out there, everything's fun. Have you worn shoes? I just got new shoes. This might not work in Naples. I'm getting it out now because I've been to Naples and I think I'm gonna have to talk about butter out there. But now, I'm enjoying it. Hey, you finished my YouTube video. Thank you so much. I am personally very proud of you. You know how to finish things you start. There's plenty more videos on my channel to watch if you haven't seen them already. Also, I'm on the road all the time, so come catch me live. Go to zoltancomedy.com to see my tour schedule. You can buy tickets through there, and only buy tickets through my website because there's scammers now that are upcharging people for tickets that aren't even good, that won't even get you in. Complete ripoffs. So only go to zoltancomedy.com. And thank you so much for watching my videos.